Editor's note: the following contains spoilers for Rick and Morty, Season 5, Episode 2, Mortiplicity. Well, there goes any hope for actual change in Rick and Morty, at least not the kind teased in the great premiere episode. When last we left the Smiths, no one wanted anything to do with Rick, who was kind of humiliated by his nemesis, Mr. Nimbus, and Jessica kissed Morty before declaring herself a time god and leaving seemingly forever. This episode mostly ignores that, before diving into another classic Rick and Morty adventure in which the family dies multiple times. Sci-fi tropes are exploited for all they're worth, and we even got an emotional realization or two. There's a reason Justin Roiland hyped this episode up when he talked to us, and said it should have been the premiere. In fact, the best way to describe Mortiplicity is to use its co-creator's own words. Episode 2 is fucking insane in the best way. It's really a classic, over-the-top, Rick and Morty brain-melting episode. In a good way. Image via Adult SwimWe start with a classic Rick and Morty scene in which the family sits around the breakfast table while Rick and Morty proudly proclaim that they are going to kill the Christian God, who is real and has been asleep for thousands of years. Before they can sneak up and kill him mob style, the family is brutally murdered by space squids. Then we cut to another Rick, who is very much alive and explains that a decoy family has been killed and they are now in danger, which should have been clear from the start, since decoy Jerry said he had a job interview later that day. Clones are a classic sci-fi trope, one that this very show has toyed with before. It's only been a couple of episodes since we last saw Space Beth, after all. But this is the hardest the show has dived into the concept, as we start to suddenly meet more and more clones that die horrible deaths. You see, in Rick's narcissism, he never thought to realize that once you create a perfect copy of Rick, he'd start making his own copies of himself because he thinks he's the original, and those copies would then make copies themselves, thinking that they are the original. Because of the number of decoys all there who have no idea if they are the original, they won't stop killing the other Ricks until there is only one. As one Rick explains, it's Highlander rules. Like the best episodes of Rick and Morty, the concept is taken to its most ridiculous extremes, as the further remove a decoy is from the original, the weirder they get, like a Smith family made of robots, or wooden dolls, or gruesome the Texas Chainsaw Massacre-inspired creatures that wear human faces as disguises. Just before we get tired of the format of seeing a family check on the decoys, only to realize that they might be decoys themselves, before another family comes in and kills them, Mortiplicity raises the stakes or introduces a new layer of weirdness to maintain the show's familiar lightning-fast pace.